the director's commentary, and a couple of times he just said, okay, yeah, I don't have no reason I kept this scene, but I'm going to keep it in there anyway. So, yeah,
all right.
It's horrible.
All right, D, thanks very mumuch. 248-539-9797, ticket text 97136. Another ticket text, The Force Awakens. The plot is a mess, not to mention recycled from previous films. Like The Force Awakens, I got to admit, even though the plot was completely recycled from Episode 4, they were trying to reboot the franchise. I enjoyed it.
By the way,
I didn't cry 3 times like Dan Leach allegedly did, but I enjoyed it.
By the way, I texted you guys. I actually watched 5 minutes of The Phantom Menace the other day. I think that's...
Yeah, you did. You did. Greg and I discussed this on Friday morning. You did text us. You had a shot from, it was of Jabba the Hutt, I believe. And you were about to watch the, pod racing?
It was great. The announcers, the two, that was very funny. I like that. I have to watch, more of that series. It was a great ending.
We both agreed, though, if you're going to start watching Star Wars, you should watch Episode 4, not Episode 1. But Episode 1 would happen to be on TNT when you flipped it on.
Yes. Yeah, I got to check it out.
Maybe Stoney should watch Star Wars 5 minutes a week. And eventually catch up. And he can review every 5 minutes.
Stoney's pretty old. I don't know. Is he going to make it that 5 minutes a week times 50? There's a lot of Star Wars movies. Especially if you count Solo and Rogue One. Chuck in Warren, you're on 97.1 The Ticket. What's up, Chuck?
Hey, what's happening, guys? Worst movie I have ever seen. Best Defense with Eddie Murphy and John Lithgow back in the 80s. It was so bad I walked out on it, and I was on an airplane.
I don't remember that movie, but I know it got bad reviews.
I vaguely remember that movie, and I don't want to correct you because I could be wrong, especially since you actually saw the movie, but wasn't Dudley Moore in that movie?
Oh, I think it was Dudley Moore. It might be Dudley Moore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy and Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
Dudley Moore was popular back then.
What couldn't work in that movie, right?
And the worst movie, Hudson Hawk.
Oh, with Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Chuck. I vaguely remember Best Defense being in the theater.
Was Hot to Trot on that list? Because that's a bad movie that I love. It had a talking horse with Bobcat Goldthwait. John Candy.
Hold on, let me look. Hot to Trot.
You know me with my talking horses.
Yes, Stoney loves talking horses.
I like talking animals. I just think putting animals like the great painting of the dogs playing poker. I think it's a classic. It should be in the Louvre.
No, Hot to Trot sadly did not make the list. I apologize.
Okay.
248-539-9797. Ticket text 97136.
You must know by now, Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Planet Fitness offers a clean environment, tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 seconds in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. Now, when I was a Planet Fitness user, I lost some weight, I got in shape, and I've sloughed off. I'm getting back to it very slowly.
I saw you on the treadmill on the video, Stone.
That's right.
How'd that go for you?
The treadmill's fine.
Good.
I need to get into a little more weights, but they have trainers there. It's great. Now they have this offer. It's called Leave the Gym to Us. Join now for just $1 down and just $10 a month and no commitment. That's right, just $1 down and $10 a month. You get access to tons of equipment, personal trainers, like I mentioned, clean environment, and of course the judgment-free atmosphere. You can wear whatever the hell you want. There are 46 locations in the Detroit area. Make it easy and convenient for you to join, and do it now. You can join at the place or go to planetfitness.com. That's right, Planet Fitness. It's a judgment-free zone.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Polka Restaurant and Beer Cafe in Sterling Heights, Van Dyke southbound at 18 Mile Road. An accident is affecting the right lanes. You're going to find a backup right around 19 Mile Road. Also, Novi 12 Mile eastbound between Haggerty and M5. You're reduced down to a single lane due to a rollover accident at Cabot Drive. Police are on scene.
Chef Edwarski here from Polka Restaurant and Beer Cafe, right next door to Polish Market, in what locals call Little Warsaw. Enjoy the European foods like Mom and Grandma made. Visit GoPolka.com.
I'm Michelle Penny on the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
The Detroit Tigers play the Kansas City Royals. Pre-game Friday night at 7:45 on 97.1 The Ticket.
I'm Amy Lawrence with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored Alex at Valvoline.com. LeBron is officially switching to point guard for the Lakers next season. According to Chris Haynes of Yahoo, he and Danny Green will form the new backcourt duo for the purple and gold. Not sure that's necessary since he's operated as a point forward most of his career. He's demanded the ball more and more, but this will allow him to control almost everything on the court as the Lakers try to end their playoff drought. Pressure is on. Here's the question, though. Will he defend the other team's point guard 100% of the time? At 34, LeBron is still a world-class athlete, but can he really chase Steph Curry or Trae Young or Russell Westbrook or Kyrie Irving around the court for an entire game? On second thought, sign me up for LeBron versus Kyrie at the point for 48 minutes. I'm Andy Lawrence.
Is the car you're driving 2012 or newer? If so, here's something you need to know. Today's newer engines run hotter, making them more vulnerable to carbon buildup, which could affect engine performance. Protect your engine with new Valvoline Modern Engine Full Synthetic, specially formulated to protect cars built 2012 or newer from carbon buildup. Learn more at modernoil.com. Valvoline since 1866. Visit AutoZone now. Buy 5 quarts of Valvoline Modern Engine Full Synthetic and an oil filter for $35.99. See store for restrictions and details.
The Home Depot is making it easy to turn your favorite moment into the perfect color for any room with the Project Color app. Upload any image, then discover the colors and paint to match. Now you're a swipe and a click closer to everything you need for your next project. Explore the most popular colors and trending palettes to find your perfect paint. Get a colorful new experience with the Project Color app, then shop our best brands with gallons starting from just $25.97 at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only. See store for details.
And now a message for the men. Hi, I'm Brent Boyer, president of ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men. For nearly 30 years, we have been fighting for men going through divorce and custody disputes. Men just like you. ADAM has the experience and uncompromising representation you need when it comes to divorce and family law. ADAM is the only call you need to make. We will do everything possible to get you the best outcome for you and your family. Call me today at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM. Or on the web at adamdivorcelaw.com. adamdivorcelaw.com.
Make this week easier with great deals on the things your family needs at Meijer. Get family pack chicken drumsticks and thighs, only 89 cents per pound. Lean Cuisine frozen entrees are 5 for $9 with Emperor's digital coupon. Banked coffee from brands like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. Buy one, get one 50% off. And Sparkle paper towels, 6 giant rolls, only $4.99. Make this week easy with great deals and low prices at Meijer. Why pay more? Exclusions apply. See the deals in the Meijer app.
At Domino's, you can carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. And with carry-out insurance, we'll remake your pizza for free if anything happens to it after you leave the store. Even if it's not your fault, like if it's a flash hailstorm. Or if it's a bee in your car's fault. Go, get out of here. Or even if it is your fault for taking song lyrics entirely too literally. You must ask for this limited time carry-out offer. Prices and participation may vary. Insurance coverage for this promotion applies exclusively to Domino's Pizza LLC, its affiliates, and franchisees. Restrictions apply. See Domino's.com.
It's Motown Harley's pre-owned red tag sale this week. Hundreds of Harleys tagged with liquidation pricing. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. 100% of applications accepted. Save thousands this week. Only at Motown Harley's pre-owned red tag sale. It ends this Sunday.
Join 97.1, the ticket for the 8th annual Peek Out the Park on Friday, July 19th, when the Detroit Tigers face the Toronto Blue Jays at Comerica Park. Be there early for the special pregame ceremony honoring breast cancer survivors. For tickets, visit tigers.com. The station where your opinion matters. 7:53 on 97.1. The ticket, Jamie and Stoney on this beautiful Tuesday morning. High today of 85 degrees. Golf today, Stoney?
No. Golf yesterday.
Golf yesterday. Stoney's alone this week. His wife and daughters and dogs are all gone. He's living alone at home in his, what he likes to call his fortress of solitude. Yes. I would embrace that opportunity.
Yeah.
I would very much enjoy it. And I love my wife and kids.
Yes,
And
me
my
too.
dog,
I do too.
Very much.
I miss them, but I'll see them on Friday. I'll take Marissa, who's camping in New York. I'll see the dogs, I'll see the wife, I'll see Jesse. I'll be up there on Friday for a little vacation, so it'll be good. Yeah.
All right, we're talking about the worst movie ever made. Wikipedia now has an entry, or maybe it has for a while, but I just saw it listed for last week for the first time, where it lists the worst movies ever made. Everyone has their own personal list. Do you have one that stands out to you, Heather?
The worst movie that I thought of right off the bat is something I saw. This must have been in high school. It was called Cabin Fever.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember seeing it with my mom, and I do think that we walked out of the theater.
Really?
Yeah. We always joke about it, because I honestly don't remember a whole lot about the movie. I think like a group of high school kids goes to a cabin in the woods, and they all start dying.
Oh, so that for sure. Yeah, no, you're right. It's a 2002, so that's in high school for you. It's a horror movie. 5 college graduates rent a cabin in the woods and begin to fall victim to a horrifying flesh-eating virus.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that movie stands out. We still joke about it today, my mom and I, because it was so bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
There's not a single actor or actress whose name I recognize.
I know, I'm going down here.
And then there is a movie that I thought was so awful the first few times I watched it, and then later on I learned to enjoy it. Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
I hated that movie when I saw it. I'm like, this is stupid. I don't understand why you think it's so great, everyone.
I don't know if it's a generational thing. I finally saw it like late after the fact. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was this, groundbreaking historical movie.
No, but I mean,
I was fine.
Oh my gosh, we used to quote it all the time in college. But the first time I saw it, I thought it was just ridiculous.
I think there are certain movies, and the two that come to mind for me are Office Space and Anchorman, where the first time you see them, you're like, I mean, it was all right. I remember the first time I saw Office Space, I was like, because my friend recommended it to me, and she said, it's one of the funniest movies you'll ever see. And I watched it, and so the hype was really high. And I was like, it's okay. But then you see it again and again and again. Yes. And then you say to yourself, why am I watching this again and again?
Right.
And then, like, again, you're quoting the movie. So, and I've heard that Napoleon Dynamite is that same kind of movie. This is a horrible review for a movie from a ticket texter, 97136. Worst movie ever is Open Water. Even the nudity sucks. Wow. I mean, that is saying something. When you have a bad movie and bad nudity, Trevor texted Sherlock Holmes, the one that came out at Christmas time.
Oh, God, that lasted like a week.
Awful.
Did you guys see it?
No, but I mean, you didn't need to see it. The previews were awful. Just the previews.
I think the previews made it look funny just because Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly together.
Ridiculously stupid.
Two of the worst movies I've seen, the latest Mad Max movie, which I think was nominated for Best Picture. People love Fury Road, right? And Abe Lincoln, Vampire Slayer.
Never saw it.
Abraham Lincoln, it came around the same time as Lincoln, the Steven Spielberg movie. I thought they should have released it, in the same theater at the same time.
To me, it was Lincoln, emancipated.
And then he killed vampires.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's not, the Gettysburg Address had nothing to do with vampires.
Draft Day, horrible. Downsizing with Matt Damon, absolutely awful. Has a ton of popular actors, but a confusing plot. Never Again. I heard that was a horrific movie.
I've seen that, I think.
I believe Dan Leach did not like that movie.
Wow.
No. You're wrong about that. Because the only movie Dan Leach claims he didn't like was Waterworld, which when it came out with Kevin Costner, got horrible reviews. And I actually saw it in the theater, and I didn't think it was that bad. But then Leach says, but I've come around on Waterworld, and I now like it. So the only movie he ever gave a negative review to was Waterworld, and he came around about it. You're saying he didn't like Downsizing?
I remember him coming in one day and saying he did not like Downsizing, and I gave him credit for it.
Yeah.
The most I've ever been proud of Dan Leach. In fact, I think it was the only time I've been proud of Dan Leach.
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
Somebody says Cannonball Run 2. I can usually enjoy a bad Burt Reynolds movie because they're so bad they're good. Not Cannonball Run 2. I caught it one night a few years ago when I had a buzz, and not even pot could pull a laugh out of this trash fire. It was so bad, I kept thinking I was missing something. Nope, just legendary garbage beyond comprehension. That's Josh and Holly.
You know what I learned a couple weeks ago is that your taste in movies, it does change as you get older. Because my son went over and spent the night at a friend's house, and they watched The Benchwarmers with David Spade, Rob Schneider, and is it the guy from Deployed Diamond, Johnny Hader?
Yep.
And he's like, Dad, this is the funniest movie I've ever seen. We were laughing so hard. You gotta watch it. So like the next Saturday night, I went down to the basement and watched it with him. It's like,
yeah, I know.
It's like, okay.
Well,
I don't think I laughed.
I'm sure
I laughed a couple times, but he was falling on the ground laughing. I mean, the scene where the guy farts directly in the guy's face. To him, that was maybe the greatest comedic scene. But again, that's a 13-year-old versus somebody slightly older.
By the way, I was a fan of Abraham Lincoln Vampire.
Were you?
Yeah, I actually went to the theater and saw it.
Was he better at killing vampires or emancipating slaves?
Oh, he was better at emancipating slaves.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Was he a good vampire hunter, though?
Oh, he's a very good vampire.
Did he kill them through the heart with the cross, or did he have a different style?
He had a different style.
Okay.
It was actually kind of entertaining.
I wish I could have been in the pitch room for that one.
I know.
All right, here we have one of the greatest presidents of all time, maybe the greatest president. Top hat, beard, killing vampires. Yes. Go with that. Green light. We're in.
How about the George Washington World Cup goalkeeper?
Why not? Yeah. That's next. Millard Fillmore. Predator. All right, it's 8 o'clock. Time for a sports update with Tony. Heather's got news coming up next. And then we will get into the Russell Westbrook story. A lot of chatter about that yesterday. I heard Mike going deep on Russell Westbrook. 97 won the tickets.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. The radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Let's start with baseball as the New York Mets' Pete Alonso edges past the Toronto Blue Jays' Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to win this year's Home Run Derby. Alonso's win overshadowed an incredible performance by Guerrero, who would hit a total of 91 home runs in this year's Derby. That easily shattered the record of 61 set by Giancarlo Stanton just 3 years ago. Home runs also on the mind of Justin Verlander, who will get to start tonight for the American League in the All-Star game in Cleveland. In fact, Verlander pretty convinced Major League Baseball officials have done something to the ball to increase the number of home runs that have been hit this season.
I mean, it gets discussed for sure. I've talked to a few guys about it. I mean, obviously something's different. I think everybody's aware of that. So, I mean, we talk about it. And it is difficult. It's hard to pitch. It's hard to pitch when everybody in the lineup can hit out the homers now. So, hey, it is what it is. Everybody's pitching the same ball. It's just, I kind of just wish they would just say what it is.
At this current pace, there will be more home runs hit in Major League Baseball this year than in any other year in the sport's history. According to a story posted this morning by ESPN's Michael Rothstein, former Lion Glover Quinn confirms he's decided to retire after 10 seasons in the NFL. 33-year-old Quinn joined the Lions back in 2013. He started 96 straight games while earning a spot in the Pro Bowl in 2014. The agent for All-Star point guard Russell Westbrook confirming in a recent interview his client would prefer to be dealt to the Miami Heat if Oklahoma City Thunder officials decide to trade him. The Pistons also reportedly interested in acquiring Westbrook, who averaged 23 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds a game for Oklahoma City this past season. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
As Dan Miller likes to call him, GQ.
Yeah.
Glover Quinn, good guy.
Really good guy.
Great guy, great player, great leader on the field, great leader in the locker room.
Mentor to a lot of the young players.
Yeah. I was actually glad to see the Lions give him that contract extension a couple years ago. I was surprised they gave it to him, and I think part of it was due to the fact that he was a really good guy in the locker room. But he obviously was not the same player last season or two that he was before. So.
Not sure he completely bought into the Patricia style.
Yeah. You will see GQ on some television platform in the future.
Probably.
I bet. He's good. He'll be really good. All right. It is time for news with Heather Park. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning, you guys. So Disney just announced the star of its live-action Little Mermaid last week, and people are losing their minds because Halle Bailey, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey has been cast as Ariel, and she's black, and people can't seem to handle it. I was reading one post on Instagram. It was probably like E! News or someone I follow, and they had a picture of her. She is beautiful. She actually reminds me of a Disney princess. Yes. She's gorgeous, and people are losing their mind because she doesn't look like the character that they remember from The Little Mermaid with the red hair and light skin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much? I mean, I understand.
I've never seen a black mermaid before.
Have you ever seen a mermaid?
Oh, yeah. You kidding me? Do you see Splash with Daryl Hannah?
Oh, okay.
When Ariel's swimming around under the sea.
Uh-huh.
You never see any black mermaids out there, do you?
Look, I understand people are used to certain things, and when they change, they kind of freak out. But when it comes to like animation or that type of story, who really cares?
It's also about a mermaid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about a mermaid. It's not about a character that was once a real person. It's about a mermaid.
Right. It's one thing if you're doing a story like that, or if you're actually doing a true story. For instance, the person we've been talking about a little bit today. If you're doing an Abraham Lincoln story, and Abraham Lincoln was played by Denzel Washington, that would be a little obscure.
Yes.
No, well, but to be fair, one of the greatest phenomenons of pop culture in the last 5 years is Hamilton, where George Washington is played by a large black man, and Alexander Hamilton is played by a guy of Puerto Rican descent.
Good point.
And I don't think anybody had a real problem with that. Nobody stood up in the theater and said,
because
Hamilton was white.
No, because it was rap.
Well, maybe they should make The Little Mermaid a rap.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will be. But anyway,
I doubt it will be.
there could be a little bit of rapping in the beats.
With Sebastian.
Yeah.
This is the controversy that just drives me nuts because there's nothing to it.
I don't understand.
In the words of William Shatner, to people who don't understand this, get a life, people.
I was reading some people's comments about, this beautiful woman being cast to play Ariel, and they were saying, okay, let's put it the other way. If Tiana, who is a Disney princess, she was like one of the first black Disney princesses. Was she the first?
Oh, yeah,
people were saying, okay, if you bring a live action Tiana and you cast a white woman, people would be furious, is what some people on social media were saying.
I would lose my mind. Yeah.
Go insane, right?
Not me.
No, me neither, but...
Anyway, they're making a movie about Michael Jordan and DiCaprio is playing.
Oh!
I was going to say, like, 42, you wouldn't have Ben Affleck playing Jackie Robinson in 42.
Hey, yeah, but Jackie Robinson, the race is the story.
I know.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. It's not about a good baseball player.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
All right,
Barack Obama, first black president, played by William Hurt.
All right, listen to this story. A Michigan scientist just created a new pill that immediately sobers you up if you've gotten too high.
That's a great invention.
Smoke a little bit too much or have too many edibles, you basically take this pill. It's made of pure CBD, and you put it under your tongue, and it dissolves, and it's effective within 5 minutes, and it sobers you right up.
It's awesome. It's a great idea, and congratulations that it came from a Michigan scientist, to be sure.
Yes.
But how? I would think you'd get to a point where, Stoney's freaking out again. He says he needs the pill. He's just having he's fine. He's fine.
Like, you think people are just gonna easily overdo it because they know there's a pill that they can take to cancel the effects?
Or they're going to be too high to realize that they need the pill.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, a lot of times people make irrational decisions when they're under the influence of certain things.
No.
Yes, they do.
No.
And to say, I'm getting to a point here where I'm too high, I need to take a pill, would be a rational decision, and people might not be at that point, right?
Maybe, but I do think there is sometimes when you know, when you would know.
It's always like you need to write a note beforehand saying, listen, unless I use the following safe word, make sure I take this pill at exactly midnight. I'm fine.
Take the pill. Take the pill.
I'm totally fine. I don't need the pill, man.
Oh, boy. So Serena Williams has been fined $10,000 after apparently damaging a Wimbledon court during a practice session.
Ooh, what'd she do?
Well, that's not exactly clear, but it seems that she might have used her racket during a practice and must have, I don't know, hit the ground with it and destroyed some of the grass.
Dude, I'm a big Serena fan, and people accuse me of being. Actually, nobody accused me of this at all. She is. They treat her by a completely different set of standards than they do everybody else. There was a story last week about a guy at Wimbledon who didn't like the officiating, and he screamed, "This place should be bombed.
Oh
they
my
should
gosh.
bomb this entire court." And that was it. Serena last year, a member of the U.S. Open, and we talked about this in the show, said, "You're stealing this match from me." And she basically had the match taken away from her. She was given a point-in-a-game penalty, and she was given, like, the biggest fine in tennis history. I get guarantee you she's not the first, nor she's the last person to dig up a little bit of turf on the world in practice.
So we will probably hear her opinion on this because she does share her thoughts a lot. So I'm sure we'll hear about it.
She's just starting her match right now against Alison Risky. By the way, Serena Williams will be portrayed by Kate Winslet in the Serena Williams story.
Oh, fantastic. She's a good actress. She can do it.
So the Walkman celebrated its 40th anniversary earlier this month on July 1st.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
Yep.
Well, it seems that cassette tapes are maybe making a little bit of a comeback.
Oh, I have so many cassette
Do you
tapes.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently the internet is loving this. It's a brand new, it's a cassette player with a Bluetooth, and it was formed by this Kickstarter. It's called It's Okay, but it seems like it's going to be flying off the shelves.
Yeah, I doubt it. Because LP, I know vinyl.
Yeah.
Has made a bit of a comeback. And I remember, like, one of my daughter's friends got a record player for her birthday. It was like a big ironic gift. But I'm sorry, do you know anybody who has a record player? Like, I don't think those are making.
I know people who have record players, but it's not like a comeback. It's taking over the internet by storm and everyone's buying record players. No, I don't think everyone is going to be buying a cassette Walkmans.
I mean,
but I can see how a little bit younger generation has that, like, nostalgia for it, and they're.
Let's just say this, and I'm stealing this a little bit from Howard Stern because I've heard him say this, and I agree with it completely. We have the technology now with Spotify and Pandora and MP3s and iTunes to, at any point, at any time during the day, pick whatever song you want to and listen to it.
Yes.
Why would you want to take something where you have to put the tape into a machine, forward it, rewind it, stop, start, have the tape come out? Yes, I mean,
because you get to hear your own mixtapes that you made 25 years ago.
Guess what? You can do the same thing on your MP3 player.
I know, but I don't remember.
You can do the same thing on Spotify right now.
But I don't remember the order.
You can play it on shuffle, and you might get that order. I like the nostalgia of it.
Yes.
So we work in this huge radio station, okay? So our main business is audio, right?
Yes.
After the show, walk around the entire, go in all the studios, and find for me a cassette player.
Oh, there's not one.
There's not one.
No.
You can't. It doesn't exist. Isn't that amazing, though? So
don't you have anything that you still have on cassette that you would one day list like one of listen to?
When I did the show with Valenti a couple years ago, I brought in all my old Detroit Fury tapes for Sully for the drops in, and he